everyone, welcome to this week's yoga training. Now last week we worked on the dolphin plank, which was this one right here. So hopefully you were working on that. Now if you remember, the plank works our core muscles. The core muscles are made up of our abdominal muscles, the obliques, and the lower back muscles. Now on the screen behind me, you see a man doing what we call a side plank. So this is just a different version of a plank, and both are very important, and both work the same muscle groups. So again, we're working the core here. Now importantly in this one, we want to maintain a straight body position just like we did in the plank, only now we're on our side, which is why they call it a side plank. Okay, so you can see here, now this is one of the common mistakes made. His feet are stacked. He's not making the mistake, by the way. He's doing them correctly. The feet are stacked. So that's something very important to remember as we progress through this. Now then there's a straight line going all the way through his legs, his hips, core and chest area, and all the way through his head. And I'm fond of saying, you've heard me say this before, keep your head in line with your spine. That's another common mistake that is made on this one. Okay, and then another very important thing here, just like we talked about with the plank, the elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. This is for shoulder stability to make sure you are not running the risk of injuring your shoulder. Okay, so this is what it should look like. And just like last week, and all the weeks in yoga, it's time for me to do my job now. So I'm going to lay down here and show you how we start. So the first thing we're going to do is lay down, and again, elbow directly under your shoulder. Make sure your elbow's not out here. Often when we lay down, students and even adults tend to do things like this. Okay, we want to make sure the elbow's right here. Now you can put your hand flat like we did in the dolphin plank, or you can make a fist. Again, either one is fine. I prefer to make a fist myself, but again, I kind of got used to the dolphin plank last week doing that, so if you want to have your hand like that, that's fine again. Either is fine. Again, elbow right under the shoulder is the most important thing to remember here. Now we're going to straighten our body out, and we're going to stack our feet on top of each other. So you should make sure all of these steps are done before we begin the plank. Then all we have to do now is raise our legs and our hips off of the ground. And we're going to engage our core muscles to do that. Now your hand on top, I get this question a lot. What do I do with my hand? Do I put it up? Do I put it here? Do I put it on the ground? You definitely don't put it on the ground. But any of those other options are actually okay. And you'll see this taught in different ways. I generally would advise you probably at the beginning, just lay your arm right on top. If you want to do this, that's fine too. So all we're going to do here again is raise up and hold. And we're going to hold it just like with the plank for basically as long as you can. Now some of you may start and already go, oh. And if that's all you can do right now, fine. But start counting and try and make it longer and longer. So let's do this one a little bit longer. And remember, if you're fatigued and that's all you have, then you've got to give yourself a little time. Now that wasn't my maximum, so I'm going to go ahead and go right back into the next one to show you again the position. Now again, we have that straight line that we mentioned all the way, starting at our ankles, going through the legs, through the hips, through the core area and the chest, and all the way head in line with the spine, nice and straight. And again, challenge yourself. If you can make it to 10 or 15 today, great. And if you keep working on these regularly, eventually you'll be able to go to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and even up to about a minute. It's going to take this one down. But remember, we don't really want to go longer than a minute. Once you can do that, then you can start just working in different muscles or doing different exercises to mix in, because that means you've achieved a pretty high level and you're really not going to see much of a benefit going beyond a minute. Now, if you notice, I flipped around here because we do want to engage both sides so that we can increase the strength in our shoulder as well. This helps with shoulder stability. Again, primarily we're working the core. So I switch sides. Make sure when you're counting, if you count to 10 on one side, flip to the other side and do 10 to the other side. You want to work both sides of your body equally. All right, now this time I'm going to show you some of the common mistakes that we'll see. So we're going to get up in the proper position here. This is what we want to see. But here's some common mistakes. The most common one is this one, sagging here in the hip area. If you're sagging in the hips, then we're not engaging the core. This also increases the instability in our shoulder. It can cause shoulder problems. So that one's not good. So let's reset this one and start again. Okay, so that's probably the most common mistake. Scoot this guy a little bit. All right, so, and here we go, up. So another common mistake is dropping the head down. Now if I drop the head down, that starts to rotate my body a little bit, and eventually we will tend to fall. Okay, so that's another mistake. So we'll reset again, go up to the proper position, nice straight body. Now another mistake that's often made is unstacking the feet, which will again start to rotate the body one way or the other, either forwards or backwards, and you'll end up either on your gluteus maximus or on your abdominal muscles, which is not working them, that's just resting. Okay, so those are that's another very common mistake. So again, what it should look like is right here, side plank, nice and straight. Now an advantage of this one over the normal plank or the dolphin plank that we taught you last week is on the dolphin plank you needed somebody to watch you and see if you were doing it correctly. In this one, you could put yourself in front of a mirror like that one and you can watch yourself and you can see, uh-oh, my hips are sagging. Uh-oh, I'm rotating forward. Oh, now I can't see myself anymore. So this is an easy one to check if you have something like this on your side that you can do it in front of. All right, so that is the side plank, boys and girls. Get up into it one more time. And all you have to do to get better at it is practice. So practice this one, practice your dolphin plank, go back and watch some of the other videos again for the other yoga poses we've learned and practice them. And in any of these positions, start seeing, can I go from 15 seconds to maybe 3 weeks later, now I'm at 20 seconds or 30 seconds, going longer and longer. The more you challenge yourself, the better you're going to be. All right, everyone, practice your side plank. See you in the next section.